What's up, everybody? Hello, Jenny. And Teresa, good to see you. Good morning. I hope everything went well. And Lord O'Shower. What's up, dude? Good to see you all. Yeah, I figured I'd do a stream. I've been trying to get some work done, but work's been really crazy. Everything's been breaking. The past few days has been hell, I guess you could say. But not quite hell, obviously. Alexa, hello, good to see you. I hope everything's been well with you. Hello, Dawn and Zach and Marla. Yeah, Alexa, it's 6 in the morning for me. Pretty early. Yeah. Yeah, Teresa, I missed you all too. I'm glad to hear everything's going smooth so far. Hello, Jojo. And Blue Rooster, hello. I know there's a lot of people that I haven't said hello to, and sorry if I skipped you. Efren, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Let me know if the storm's too loud. I've been kind of messing with things. What's the topic today? I'm probably going to read a couple stories, but I just wanted to do a stream. I haven't really seen a lot of people. All the streams I've been doing are patron-only streams, just keeping it chill after work. And the last video I did was a patron and channel member video exclusive. That was pretty cool. It was all camping stories, and then I made up a story at the end that involved my cat sporadically because he walked in while I was recording, like he normally does. But yeah, work's just been really crazy. I've even had to call the boss in the past few days and be like, yo, get back in and fix this, dude. And then he comes back. So it's been pretty crazy. But I do got some videos in the works. I got a new 911 video in the works. My wife's been helping me find stories. I think she found some hitchhiking stories, as well as some run-ins with serial killers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be getting some recording done and all that good stuff. I did a sponsor. We have a sponsor coming up in a future video, so I did that earlier today, the recording for that. Trying to do everything I can, and then also getting my medical benefits hooked up so that way I can go see the doctors and shit like that. It's just sucked because I haven't been able to chat with many people. I see a lot of new people coming in for the 911 videos. For some reason, those seem to be hitting in the algorithm, so if any of you are recent to the channel because of those videos, welcome. Yes, Jenny, I am. Lim is princesses. Oh my god, I haven't been in a stream for a minute. I know. It's been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you again, though. I hope all is well with you. Alright, I'm trying to see. My wife emailed me a whole bunch of stories. I gotta see if I gotta download any of them. I think I gotta download these ones. Yeah. She's got a whole bunch of files for me. I do have permission for a Reddit one as well, but it's kind of old now. It's been out for 21 days. But I'll go ahead and read it anyways in case any of you haven't heard it. You will hear it. Let me just try to zoom in my screen so I can see. And I also want to drink a little bit of my smoothie. Any new people hopping in, welcome. I'm actually about to read this story, so I can't really see the chat. So if you heard this, my apologies. I had permission for this a while ago, but I've just been so damn busy. But the story is titled, "A man approached me and my kids in a deserted mall parking lot at 10 o'clock at night and started talking to my kids." My wife said this was an interesting one, so we shall see, because she helped me pick it out. So this happened about 5 years ago while I was 9 months pregnant. I was Christmas shopping at the mall with my then 7 and 15-year-old daughters, one Saturday night in a very safe city with very low crime rates. There was an Applebee's connected to the mall, and we ended our shopping pretty late, and the mall stores were starting to close, so I took my kids to the connected Applebee's for a late dinner. I hear that over my headset. It's probably delayed from you guys, but I heard those sugar buns. I'll thank you here in a second. We finished up eating at about 10 p.m. and leave our Applebee's entrance into the practically deserted parking lot with shopping bags in tow. As we got to the car, I was in the middle of maneuvering the shopping carts on my arms to find my keys when a 50-ish-year-old crusty-looking guy starts walking up from somewhere in the parking lot with shaggy gray-white hair and a faded flannel shirt and old jeans. It was a long sentence. I noticed him briskly approaching when he was about 40 feet away, and he said, "This is a stick-up. Give me all your money." My blood ran cold, and I stared at him owlishly and shakingly said, "What?" He then said he was just kidding and came up and stood right next to my daughters, who were standing on the other side of the cart waiting for me to unlock the car to let them in. He then starts making small talk with me and my girls. He's asking things like if they were being good girls for Santa, how old they were, if we got all our Christmas shopping done, what kind of things we like to do, etc. He didn't seem drunk, high, slow, or mentally challenged at all. He was very coherent and seemed of sound mind. Mind you, I was a heavily pregnant woman, along with my 2 daughters in a mostly deserted parking lot at 10 o'clock at night, who was being approached by a stranger who came and stood right next to my kids on the other side of the shopping cart, just shooting the breeze, talking to me and my kids with his hands in his pockets and occasionally looking over his shoulder. I didn't want to aggravate him, so I was politely conversing with him and trying to look calm and nonchalant while trying to disguise my frantic hands digging inside my giant purse for my car keys. This exchange went on for a couple of minutes while he periodically kept looking over his shoulder. I was silently panicking and trying to politely keep the situation from escalating by calming and nonchalantly talking to him, while also trying in vain to find my damned car keys to get us out of there. I felt that right at any moment he was going to pull a knife or a gun or rob me and my kids, who were right next to him, away from their mother and on the other side of the cart, and I couldn't find my fucking keys and get my kids safely into the car. He kept trying to engage them in conversation, and I could see my oldest daughter was a little weirded out, and she kept glancing at me to gauge my assessment/reaction to the situation. Kids often tend not to recognize potential danger when they are with their parents, since they see us as their protectors. And being that he was only talking and acting friendly, and I was doing my best to stay calm, they were obviously oblivious to the alarming situation we were all in, and being 9 months pregnant, and that I was no match for a full-grown man, especially if he was hiding a weapon on him. While still desperately digging for my keys, I tried to politely give him hints that the conversation was over by saying things like, "It was nice chatting with you, but I gotta get these kids to bed," and "It was nice meeting you," and telling my girls to say that it was nice meeting him too. I don't know why that was so hard to read. My polite attempts to get this guy to leave weren't working because he kept sidestepping my attempts and asking them what was their favorite school subjects and how nice young ladies they were, etc. While I was struggling with the shopping bags and digging in my giant cluttered purse for my car keys. Might want to unclutter that purse. My outgoing 7-year-old was completely oblivious to how not okay this situation was, because he was being friendly, and because of the whole, I'm with mommy so I'm safe, child mentality. So she started... Did they miss an S? They must have missed an S when I said he, because it says he. So she started talking about what she picked up for Daddy for Christmas, and started enthusiastically talking about kid stuff and asking him if he knew what Minecraft was, and keeping this creep from leaving us alone by keeping him engaged in conversation. They didn't realize that I was becoming desperate to get the hell out of there. Then I suddenly felt this sinking feeling of dread when I realized that I may have lost my keys in the mall, and that we were stuck outside with this strange man who kept looking over his shoulders and was showing no signs of walking away. And I was thinking that he was waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. All he had to do was grab one of my girls and threaten their life, knowing it would make me do whatever he wanted as long as he wouldn't hurt them. I started to feel my adrenaline start to spike, and my heart and my stomach started doing flip-flops, and I felt like at any moment shit was going to go down as the gravity of realizing that there were no other people or witnesses around, and that we were totally alone with him, and at that moment, the odds were stacked against us, and that he has his chance. Then he all of a sudden was like, "Okay, it was nice talking with you. See you later." And walked off in the same direction in which he came. It wasn't until then I found my car keys and unlocked the door and told my kids to get in as fast as I got in and locked the doors and started the car and drove the hell out of there. My 15-year-old lightheartedly and jokingly said, "Okay, that was weird," and laughed. I was overwhelmed with relief, and then I was confused over what had just happened. I thought to myself, why the hell would that guy seemingly of sound mind think it was totally acceptable to go out of his way to approach a woman and her kids in a deserted parking lot at night just to chit-chat? But being that nothing bad happened, I brushed it off and joked about it. When we got home, my husband greeted us and asked us how shopping went, and I said it went well, and my 15-year-old told him what had happened in the parking lot and how weird it was, and was kinda joking about it. I started joking too, saying how I was mentally having a panic attack while trying to look calm, and started making fun of myself by telling my husband how I was attempting to inconspicuously, how in the hell, what did I just say? Rummage through my purse to find my car keys. My husband went completely white, and I acknowledged his horrified look of alarm, and I assured him that, albeit it was creepy, the guy was just talking and eventually left us on his own. Now, my father-in-law is a retired sheriff deputy, and my husband went through police academy training after graduating high school. He decided to go to business school instead of becoming a cop, and being that the knowledge he gained from that, plus growing up with a cop for a dad, I found out why my husband looked absolutely horrified when I told him the details. What my husband told me completely rattled me to the bone. My husband told me that he was 100% sure that the reason why that guy was hanging out around us and chit-chatting was because he was waiting for me to unlock my car. And the reason why he was standing next to our kids was because once I unlocked the car and the kids started to get inside, he was most likely going to force himself into the car with the kids and hold a knife or a gun to them to gain leverage on me, to force me to cooperate, knowing that I wouldn't abandon my kids, which would force me to get into the car with them and do whatever he wanted me to do, which would most likely be to drive to a remote location to do God knows what. And being that he wasn't wearing a mask suggests that his intentions were to also leave no witnesses to identify him. I then remembered that he was positioned by the backseat passenger door where my 7-year-old was standing by waiting to get in. My husband then told me that the most likely reason why the guy ended up leaving was because it was taking so long for me to find the keys, and the longer it took, the more anxious and spooked it made him. And the whole time I was desperate to find my car keys, which through some sort of divine intervention stayed hidden in my purse, thus saving us from potentially being abducted. I retract my statement about uncluttering that purse. May have worked out to the advantage in that situation. Oh, Victor Perez, thank you so much for that super chat. I see ya. Those were them sugar buns that I heard while I was recording. Yeah, so that was an interesting story, a nice little twist, because that actually does make a lot of sense. You know, now that I wouldn't have really thought of something like that, waiting for the car door to get unlocked, but then again, I'm not trying to, like, abduct anyone, so, yeah. What up, Say 13? Welcome. Oh, Victor, thanks so much again, brother. I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoying the little bit of a live stream we're doing. And for anyone I might have missed saying hello to, hello, and good morning, and good afternoon for those of you where it might be afternoon. Time's weird. Nathan Evans says, what happened to Fury Maker? He's dead. YouTube killed him. YouTube demonetized the whole channel, so I was already kind of merging them at the time, but I'm working full time again, and yeah, I already got like a lot of shit going on, so I pretty much essentially merged them because I had them separated at the time, but then YouTube demonetized both my channels at the same time. They reversed reversed your maker, fortunately, but Fear Your Maker, yeah, it's been demonetized for a very long time. It's been in review for a long ass time too. I actually made a tiny ass little random gaming channel that I don't promote, and that's already up to like 3,000 subscribers off some stupid little Fortnite videos that I took no time doing. That video's got almost 2 million views. But anyways, they approved that video or that channel for monetization, but not Fear Your Maker. Doug Pillow, thank you so much for that 99-cent super chat. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bob the Devil, what's up? And Jackie Martin, good to see ya. Good morning. I appreciate that username not available. Thank you very much. Jackie Marcucci too. Good morning. Good to see you here. I haven't seen you in a live chat in forever. I know you've been busy with work getting on those promotions and shit. Side note, I got promoted last week as well. I didn't know it. I was calling my boss. Or did he call me? I don't even remember. I've been calling him into work. I'm like, yo, this thing's broken. Come fix it. And it's been happening all the time. That's why I haven't had a video out. It's like I'm so exhausted by the end of the day. It's crazy. But yeah, I got promoted as well. Yeah. I don't want to get promoted anymore, though. It's like, I don't need that responsibility. Victor says, love you, man. You're amazing. I appreciate that, dude. I really do. I hope you're having a great day. I know I already said I hope you're having a great day, but I hope you're having a double great day. And I really do appreciate the support, dude. And Jackie said, woo, promotions. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Promotions are always good. I didn't really care about the promotion. I just went from level 1 to level 2. So I guess there's a level 3. If I would have taken the position that they offered me, like back when I had went with YouTube, I would actually probably be in that position or higher now, which is funny because like the guy in that position is a guy I trained. So it's hella chill. Pretty cool. Efren, thank you so much, dude, for the $1 super chat. I appreciate you, dude. I'm glad you made the stream. Hope work went well for you. And for those of you that aren't patrons or anything and you do want to get in a private Discord or get exclusive content, I would recommend checking out the description. Anywhere from like $1 to whatever the hell you want, you can do, and you'll get pretty much access to most of the stuff. But yeah, you'll get access. Make sure you have your Discord linked and all that. I actually did a new video with never before heard stories, as well as a made up story that you'll be able to find on Patreon, as well as if you're a channel member, go to the community tab and you can scroll down and it'll be there where you can see it. Nightmare Files, thank you so much, dude. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in forever too. It's been a while. Probably since my last public stream. Was it? I don't know. And then welcome the new member, Jackie. Now you got the emotes. You could do the dancing me and the thumper, the fat cat. You can do all those. Thank you so much, Jackie. I hope you enjoy those emotes and the cool channel badge. Victor says, do you watch anime by any chance? Like Dragon Ball? Anime has not been my thing. I'm not really a fan of it, honestly. I have a lot of buddies who are into it, but it was just... forgot about that notification. But it's just not something I got into myself personally. So, sorry to say. I have seen like the old school Pokemon video just because a buddy wanted to go. And I played Pokemon Snap back on Nintendo 64, I think it was. But that's about the extent of my anime knowledge. Brit Brat, thank you so much, says, you rock, brother. I appreciate that. I'm going to assume sister since it's Brit Brat, you know. Unless it's like a shared account, but yeah. And Kai, thank you so much, says, love what you do. I appreciate that. I'm glad you do. Trying to get some more of what I do out there for everybody. My next video will probably be, like I said, I got the stories. It's just a matter of getting them recorded. Holy crap, Hayden. Calm down. I don't know if you did that on purpose or your phone or whatever just went crazy, but I don't want to time you out for spam. But yeah, I'm trying to get more recording done. And I also got to write a script for the next 911 video. I already have the stories. My wife helped me with the research, so now I just got to actually write a script for it and all that stuff. So we'll be having another one of those coming out. And I also noticed that YouTube deleted a couple more of my videos too. I hadn't noticed until recently. It was my ones that I had done a couple years ago. It was 5 horrifying ways bodies were discovered and 5 extremely disturbing things found in houses. And yeah, they're gone. And I don't have copies of them, so I guess they're gone forever. I'm going to go through my backup file that I have on my hard drive and hope for the best, but I don't really know. But yeah, I noticed that. Because they had gotten rid of that big collaboration I did with Mr. Nightmare, Rob Dyke, Mr. Creepypasta, Corpse, Lazy, Beat Busta, all them. And I actually had to go through like old emails, and that was that recent Mr. Nightmare. I'm going to redo the Rob Dyke, Rob Gavigan one here shortly. But like the only way I was able to get that video was off a channel that stole the video from me. Fortunately, someone shared it. They're like, yo, isn't this the video? And I was able to go steal it from the channel and just download it and then strike them. Because that's how I roll. Bitch, you steal my video, yeah, it's a nice backup, but I'm still striking your ass. But yeah. Richard Walton, thank you so much, says your stories are fantastic, always unique. I appreciate that, I really do. You don't even know, like that really does mean a lot. I try to get interesting stories, and I know sometimes not everyone enjoys them, but yeah, that's the way it is. I try my best to get the unique ones that stick out. Am I doing a collab with Fear Your Maker? I haven't done one of those in a while. I don't know what's up with Fear Your Maker. You might be dead. I just got to figure out time and what I'm going to do. The only video that I've put up recently on Fear Your Maker was unlisted and also for patrons, but it wasn't stories or anything. It was some dude had made a Facebook post, and I was just like kind of trolling him, and I turned it into a video. I turned it into like a 12 or 15 minute video that I just did as like a patron exclusive. Maybe I'll share it for channel members too, because I don't know if I shared it over here. I don't even think I had members back on at that point. We'll see. Mackie Kelly says, you would be good with the Backstreet Boys. Because I want it that way. Tell me why he thumper. He's just kind of like sitting by the window watching the rabbits and shit. Thumper, turn off the lights. The sun's coming up. Why waste electricity? Z Nasty says, YouTube is screwing people over more than usual lately. Creators complaining about their channels being shut down despite not having any strikes and not knowing what they did. Yeah, YouTube's getting really weird. That's also another big reason I went back to work full time, is YouTube is like a shell of what it used to be type of thing. So it's better to have that extra security. Plus with the health benefits, you know, health insurance and all that, that's going to make it even better. Victor says, Mr. Nightmare collab soon? No, I wish. I haven't even reached out to honestly anybody for a collab in a really long time. But that was one I did originally a couple years ago. And then that video got just randomly deleted off my channel during the time YouTube demonetized me, along with those other videos that I didn't notice until recently. So I went through my emails, got the old Mr. Nightmare, and I reintroduced it. So if you did miss that, there was a Mr. Nightmare collab probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that. You should be able to go through my videos and find it. Alright, I think what I will do is I will go ahead and read another story, and then I might end the stream, because this was going to be a short one, because I have to be to bed in like a half hour if I want to get sleep before work. Good sleep before work. But I actually got to wake my wife up, and then we got to eat dinner. So I'm already crunched for time. God damn it. Regardless, let's get into another story. This one? Okay, I'm going to try to zoom in on this one. This one is titled as Robbed at Gunpoint While Working the Night Shift. Where do I zoom in? There we go. I'm a 23-year-old guy and just recently started my first job. You may be wondering why this is my first job if I'm 23. That is because since I was 16 years old, I took care of my grandmother who has COPD. So I had no time to really commit to a job, as if I ever left her alone, she'd be forced into a nursing home and I could never let that happen. I made the choice to put my life on hold until the time came when I'd be able to commit to a job. My grandmother recently passed away, so I was now able to get a steady job to get some money to pay bills and such. I applied for a job at my local video rental store, and I got the job pretty quick as the manager really took to me. I was trained within a week and put onto the night shift. Now, our night shifts aren't anything crazy. They're pretty dead as a matter of fact. You'll get the occasional customer who will walk in, get a movie, and be on their way. You sometimes get those creeps who come in for the adult movies at 9 p.m. and such, but nothing too crazy. That is until 2 weeks into my working at this store that the scariest thing happened to me. I came into work around 7 p.m., which was my usual time to clock in. I'd work until 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., given which day it would be. Once I got there, I did my usual routine with my coworker who worked the shift before me of counting the drawers, getting any info they needed me to have, and then they'd leave. I had gotten probably 1 hour into my shift, which made it about 8 p.m. when a man walked through the door with his hood over his head. Anytime someone came in, I'd always say hello, and most would reply back with the same gesture. But this guy didn't. In fact, it was as if he completely ignored me and just walked off into the store to a corner where I could barely see him. It was January and it was pretty cold out, so the man had a heavy jacket on, which covered him up pretty well. His hood covered his face enough to where I could barely make it out at first. Eventually, he made his way to where I could see him fully, and he had taken his hood down from his head. Now, I'm not a guy who gets creeped out often, but when I saw this guy, I immediately felt uneasy. He was a dark man, mid-30s, short cropped hair. He had what looked to be a scar on his cheek alongside with tattoos all over his neck. He glanced at me as I was looking at him, and his eyes met mine. I can't explain how creeped out I was by this. I simply looked down at my computer and pretended nothing had just happened. Eventually, I glanced up to see the man was now approaching me at the front counter. In my head, I just wanted to check this guy out and get him out of there, as I was getting more uncomfortable the longer he stayed in there. As he approached, I could see his face much clearer. He had no expression on his face, but his eyes looked to me as if there were hate towards me. He slammed his movie on the counter with a gesture of intimidation. I was thrown off as I didn't know this guy or why he was acting this way towards me. I slowly leaned up from my computer and stumbled out the words, "Is there something wrong, sir?" I was so creeped out I didn't even realize how shaky and uneasy my voice was. It sounded as if I was so scared by him I could barely even get a word to come out. The man just looked at me for what felt like forever before replying, "I want to rent this movie, but I need you to do one thing for me." At this point, I just wanted the guy out of my store, so I replied with, "What would that be, sir?" Now, my store has very specific rules about what to do when a person seems hostile towards you. So I was already planning out the plan I would put into motion if I got to that point. The man looked me over a couple of times, making me feel very uneasy before he leaned forward slowly. As he spoke, his breath hit my face. It smelled of weed, alcohol, and like he hadn't brushed his teeth in forever. "I want you to give me all the money you have in that register." I immediately froze where I stood as the man slammed a gun down onto the counter and pointed it at me. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest and my ears. I began to shake and I could feel sweat rolling down my forehead. I didn't dare move, not even to raise my hands, as I didn't want him to think I was trying anything. I felt myself struggle to get any words out before I finally did. "Take all you want. It's all in the drawer in front of me. You can get it so you know I won't do anything." He grinned a yellow smile at me before slowly making his way around the counter to the register. I stepped back as he pulled it open and began filling his pockets with the money. Now, I'm not stupid. I know working a night shift always leaves the chance of something like this happening, and I heard plenty of horror stories about this type of stuff happening to others, which is why I carry my large pocket knife on me at all times. I slowly slid my hand down into my left pocket and grabbed my knife tightly in my hand, so tight my hand went numb. As the man turned around, he looked at me before pointing the gun back at me. I knew he wasn't going to let me go. I'd seen his face, and this seemed like the type of guy who didn't want anything left behind that could tie back to him. He inched closer to me and began to speak slowly. "Now, you know you're not going to go from this place tonight. This is where you're gonna die." Hearing those words made my heart stop and what felt like ice go through my body. I knew I had one chance to make it out, and I was waiting for that moment. And here it was. I flicked the knife out and jumped towards the man. I stabbed him in his side beneath his ribs as hard as I could. He fell back and screamed in pain as I twisted it before kicking the man in his leg. He fell to the floor, and I ran from the store to my car as fast as I could without falling on the ice that covered our parking lot. I got into my car and started it as fast as I could. I glanced back and saw the man trying to get up from the floor and out of the store to catch me. I slammed on my gas and got the hell out of there. I looked in my rearview mirror and saw the man standing there watching as I sped away. Once I was far enough away, I called the police. Of course, once I got there, the man was gone. Blood was all over the floor behind the counter where he had fallen and been stabbed by my knife, which was laying on the floor next to the blood. The police asked me questions, took what they needed, and then had me go to the station to do a sketch of the man. I gave the best description I could, and they thanked me and sent me home. About a week later, I got a call from the police who told me they found the man after a person who lived near our store said they saw him a few nights later creeping around. They had him in custody, and I no longer needed to worry about him. I still work at that store to this day. My coworkers hail me as some sort of a hero and brave, but I don't feel that way. I've never been more scared in my life. I always kept thinking to myself what reasons he could have had to want to come back. I don't know. All I can say is that maybe he was coming back to finish the job. Maybe he was coming back for me. The end. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and wind the stream down right there, buddy. I'm gonna get off of here and then get ready for bed. Yes, because it's very early. American Ducher asks, would you rather have dinner with L.A. Lorana or Bloody Mary? I don't even know who the first one is. And Bloody Mary, I think, is a myth. Was that Bloody Mary? That's a drink. Maybe it's that Bloody Mary, that mirror thing? I don't know. I don't think I'd choose either of them. I'd choose someone else. What's up, Gothic Librarian? Sorry I didn't see you enter. I'm glad you made it for some of the stories at least. Alright, everybody. Well, I do appreciate you dropping in. And Jackie, I hope you enjoy your custom emotes and channel badge. I wish you could use the emotes in my comments in my regular videos. But you can't yet. And once again, for those that are patrons or channel members, make sure you go check Patreon or the community tab, and you'll find a never before heard stories, including one I made up where my cat walked in and he became a mountain lion because I didn't know what else to make him be. And I guess I essentially alluded that my uncle's Alex Jones. They're turning the frogs gay, type of thing. But I thought that was a really good story. I don't know where the hell I don't know how I come up with those stories, but I do. So yeah. For those of you that are catching the stream late, feel free. You can scan backwards just click the down, just like a regular video. If you were to scan backwards, it'll let you scan all the way back. So you'll be able to catch the stories I read on stream, all that good stuff. And yeah, I will catch everybody later. And it was nice seeing you all, even if it was brief. But at least you guys know what's been going on. And I do have videos in the works and whatnot. And yeah. So I'll catch everybody later. And bad bye.